has been the frag grenade distribution, how powerful that has been, the popularization of operators over the last couple of years that have gotten them, your Thinkers, now your Yanas, etc., your Nooks. And so they've made a special note in this particular designer notes patch, whatever, saying that there's changes coming in this upcoming patch in preparation for a more definitive solution that intends to address the frag grenade issue. So the devs are clearly flagging and acknowledging that frag grenades are a problem. They don't give any insight as to what those changes could be or what they're going to be. So I presume they're, still workshopping them, refining them, whatever. And I would anticipate maybe start of next season or year 9 that we'll actually see it come through. So yeah, this is an intriguing talking point. We'll talk about who's getting and losing nades in a moment, but in terms of frag grenades, are they a problem? I guess that would be my question to you. Do you think they're actually problematic?
Well, what's interesting is when kind of looking at the changes that they're going with, I think the philosophy should say entry fraggers have nades. I don't think so. I think you've already got enough firepower, or you've already got a kit or a gadget that can help you get into good positions, and therefore to be able to get you into good positions to then use those nades is quite powerful. That's the way I kind of view it. Then if you look at, say, like a Finker, and obviously Finker is one that's now getting nades again, and you kind of think, okay, the Finker can kind of do that, but the Finker's more of a support role, and the Adrenal Surges should be used as a team-wide buff rather than a solo buff. Now in ranked, I think you'll probably see Finker probably become a bit of a nuisance again in terms of that solo play, because now you're going to get these runners and gunners that are going to be like, well, I'll just go play Finker, boost myself, run in nade, right? So I think in terms of team pro play, if you think about what the Finker should be doing, which is aiding everyone else, the Finker should be aiding the Yanas and the Ashes that are going in, and then coming in from behind and using a nade as a secondary, and not maybe having double upward support. So you bring a Finker and then you have the Gon 6, so you can clear a lot of util along with the fact that you're also aiding. So it's kind of like, do you want to have support to be like really hard supports and fraggers be really hard for fraggers, or allow this kind of hybrid notion where you say, okay, the Yana, we're not going to have the nades anymore, but we'll give you the Gon 6. So you can enter and help everyone else enter. Say, like, you get position in, you clear, bedroom, and you get rid of a deployable shield with the Gon 6. So you've now kind of cleared the way. That's your job. You're the entry fragger. You've entered, you've cleared a position, and now everyone can follow behind. Rather than, we're going to get you in, clear a position, then probably kill someone with a nade, and you've done all this work. And it's like, yeah, so I think instead of doubling down, I like the approach that they're going with. Spread the love a little bit, make support have the ability to clear with nades, also get kills with nades, and also then entry fraggers, less lethal, but still with the ability to clear utility.
So I guess your issue is more so with distribution of the frag grenades as opposed to how they actually operate. Because the way I interpret that message is that there's going to be a fundamental change to the way in which frag grenades actually operate. Now, there was a nerf a little while back to reduce the radius, but I think with players getting more refined with things like yellow ping, we see that it's very difficult to miss a vertical nade unless the player up above is moving around like crazy.
But you're thinking about it maybe from both high-level ranked and pro play. And I can kind of understand that perspective on it, right? And especially from Pro League play, we get to see firsthand the pings come out, the positioning, and the idea going behind the process of clearing out certain positions and players with these frag grenades, the amount of time it takes to cook, etc. I'm also thinking about little Timmy. And little Timmy's probably blown himself up trying to cook a frag grenade a couple of times already. Now you take away some of that power. And so if you take away the power from the frag grenades, do you make it easy to use? Because, I'm not saying they're naturally difficult. You can learn it pretty quickly in terms of the timings and such. But it's not like an impact where you can just instantly throw it.
So if there were two things that I would change to frag grenades right now to make them not only less powerful, but also increase the skill ceiling of them. One, increase the fuse timer. It doesn't need to be by a significant amount, but make it so you are vulnerable for at least a little bit longer when you're using them, and give defenders more of an opportunity to create engagements, especially down below for vert nades. And I would also say, and this is quite radical, but follows the philosophy of reload cancelling. If you pull the pin on a grenade, you shouldn't be able to repocket it. And we see this so frequently in pro play. Oda from Bliss is a
fantastic... You can actually do it, though, IRL. You can actually repocket. No, we got a little Kylo here. Come on, Kylo, out.
Hello, dog. But we see it all the time in pro play. Oda down below, for instance, for Team Bliss and O's, he'll lurk below, he'll get a yellow ping, and unless they are like 90% sure it's going to land and that player, that defender's still, he'll cook it all the way to the end and then just pocket it and just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. And I mean, I have no idea how frag grenades operate in real life. If you think you can,
I'm
put the pin back in.
Let us know if you can or not.
I don't think you can. I feel like when you pull the pin out, you're fucking GG. You're gonna throw that.
Well, you hold the little clip. Is what it's called? I think it's called a clip. And if you're holding it, you can put the pin back in, and then you can let go of the clip.
Maybe, but irrespective, realism aside.
Not that I've ever used a hand grenade.
I was gonna say, when are you throwing frag grenades? Realism aside, I would think it would be an interesting concept that if you commit to a frag grenade, you have to commit to it, and it means that players that are good at landing them first go, and teams that are better at calming that would be rewarded instead of just being able to constantly cancel.
Okay, so you got no issue in terms of the radius and the damage.
That could probably also get another tweak, maybe tighten it again, because again, with yellow pings on the board, which aren't going to get removed.
Yeah. Well, I pose to you as well, the frag grenades. When you think about a frag grenade, in my eyes, in most video games, they're intended to kill players. Is that the intention in Siege? A lot of the times, it's also used to clear.
It is now.
Utility.
It wasn't a couple of years ago.
But I feel like, what would you prefer it to be used for? Both? Do you want it doing both jobs? Do you want frag grenades to be able to obviously be clearing all this utility, which I don't know how you would make it not clear utility, but also have the ability to kill players rather comfortably? So if you don't want it to do both jobs, the only avenue I see is to reduce its ability to kill players.
Yeah, and how would you achieve that? Well,
reduce radius, reduce damage.
And increase the fuse time. 2, prevent cancelling. 3, reduce the radius. And 4, you could also look at adjusting the damage as well. Again, another radical point of view, but what if grenades couldn't one hit from below, or maybe not hit 3 armors from below, or something to that effect? Is that good or bad?
RPG, I feel like, isn't it?
RNG.
The RPG, like it's almost like an RPG element to it.
It's an interesting discussion. I think it's certainly going to be something to track. I have absolutely no idea what they're going to do to frag grenades. It sounds like something decent is going to change. They wouldn't have mentioned it if they're not going to do something significant. So we'll see what that is.
Yeah, in preparation.
So
I think in terms of in preparation, the right thing to do is what they've kind of gone
which
and
is
done.
shuffle the distribution again. And it's, I mean, as we mentioned, Finker's getting them, Gridlock's getting them. Yana probably didn't need them anymore, so that was a good decision. I think Gridlock's now going to be quite powerful. Her primary is insane, and secondary gadget, whilst not the best, can still make things happen in this kind of meta with, covering sound and stuff like that. So it's going to be an interesting time. And Finker as well with the spear should be able to do pretty insane damage. Obviously, the LMG meta has been nerfed, so that's going to be intriguing to see if she ends up still being like a must pick like she was back in the day. But frag grenades are an intriguing topic.
I think Yana will be fine with the Gon 6. The Gemini's still a really strong gadget.
We might actually see the Geminis used more now, which is good.
Yeah. So we'll leave that there because obviously it's going to be a topic, I think, in the future based on what Ubisoft has basically said.